Hello guys and welcome to a new video. This time a case walkthrough for a starter case of our Excel Esports DACH starter series. So our beginner friendly tournament. And yeah, I hope you liked the case. And the last time I did an educational walkthrough, we have also shown the formulas, how they work, and have shown slides and everything. But I think this time it will be different. I will do a standard walkthrough. Might explain a little bit more about the formulas on the sideline, but please note down in the comment what you like more, the educational walkthrough or this standard walkthrough. I can say the standard walkthrough is less time investment, so yeah. Anyways, this time Oachi is in Germany and he's traveling to Munich, and if you know Munich, you know about the Oktoberfest, and yeah, Oachi will be at the Oktoberfest this time. Level 1, here you have the quantity of beers ordered per different orders and you have to sum them. So basically use the sum formula, highlight or select the cells and then drag it down. This is a basic multiplication because you can look up the pictures at the Oktoberfest. All the waitresses, they have a lot of beers with them all the time, or if they bring a order to a table and they're heavy, I think it's a liter beer and 1.4 kilograms of beer mug, and therefore it's a lot of weight, and they're having like up to 20 or 30 with them all at once. So this time we're calculating this. In this case, every pint weighs 2.4 kilograms. Multiplied with the number of pins is simple multiplication, just an easy level. And then here, how much does the order at the Oktoberfest cost? In this case, you have given the item and the number of items that are ordered, and we're doing a simple XLOOKUP for the item, returning the price. So XLOOKUP is a simple lookup formula, or the best lookup formula, and multiplying it with the number ordered. We have make this an absolute reference, so we can simply drag it down. Otherwise it would have been shifted and we would shift out of our lookup table, which is not good. Then here, this is a little bit more complicated. We have here for all different categories the items given. And either you see that this is in the order given as in the table and you use the transpose formula, or what I will do is using an XLOOKUP to bring this in order. Then we have here the prices for every item, and we can then do sum, use the numbers multiplied with the prices. This time important, fix the reference, and we can then simply drag all of this down. Now we're going into the orders tab. In this case, it is asked how many orders were placed at on the given date. We have here our date, and we can then use simply count fs, because it's the better formula, and count fs is calculating how much a given criteria is appearing, or how often, sorry, not how much, how often. In this case, this is our criteria range. This is our criteria. In this case, the criteria range fixed, and I then simply can drag this down. Based on the identifier, how many items were ordered, we can do this in two ways. Either you know about the capabilities of XLOOKUP, because we're now looking up for the identifier and returning, in this case, not a single item, but a whole one-dimensional array. In this case, all items ordered, and we could then simply sum them up. Or what we can also do is going here into the table and calculate something in the table and reuse it then. In this case, simply summing this up. We can ignore the flag here, and we can then do an lookup, next lookup for the identifier, then returning this column here, and it will default to the same result. How many pins of beers? were ordered on the given date. In this case, we can use the SUMIFS formula because you can not only count, you can also sum something based on criteria. SUMIFS or sum range is here, the beer column. Our criteria range is on the date column, both fixed. And then we have here our date, and we can simply then track our formula down. Now, let's go to the bonus question. Bonus question 1 is quite simple. How many beers were ordered in total? And this is a basic sum. In this case, it's a sum of this column here. Which item was ordered most? And I also use here in this case it's a row, a helper row here. Then I could apply, for example, conditional formatting to see this directly. Oh, this is here the beers, but I do this the standard way. XLOOKUP for the maximum we have calculated here in this row, and since they're of the same dimension, I can then return here the name of the item, which is pint of beer. On which date were the most items ordered? Two ways of doing this. Either you do an SUMIFS, you do an SUMIFS for this range here with the criteria in this range, and also the criteria, also the criteria range and the criteria are the same, and you have then here this for every calculated for every date. Or what you can also do is use unique, which gives you only the unique results, and then use an SUMIFS. And our criteria is here, our criteria range is here, and we then see on which date, which is also XLOOKUP max, look up here, returning the date, yes, and this is also a date. I show this. And we could then get to the same result. What is the identifier for the order with the most items ordered? And here it's good that we have our calculated helper column, so we can search for the maximum of this column, returning the identifier. Take the average order quantity of each item across all orders, round to the nearest whole number, multiply each average with the corresponding price. What is the total you're left with? So in this case, average of this column, then round, simple rounding, and then XLOOKUP for the prices in the level 3 table, returning the price, and then sum of the multiplication. And you can, if you know arrays, you know that you can simply multiply this and this will spill, and then our sum is given here, and we have solved the case. Yeah, easy to do. I hope you enjoyed the case. Please write down in the commentary you found it, and yeah, we would also like to welcome you in the next starter battle, although we do not know when the next will happen, but we will keep you informed. Anyways, thank you for your time. See you next time. Bye.